Hey, it's Declan here, and in today's Pivot and Profit podcast, I want to talk about creating your own luck. And creating your own luck in business isn't something that's a myth, it's the truth. And there's three ways that you create your own luck. Number one, you've got to go out before you create your product or service, before you even invent it, you have got to go out and number one, define the problem you're solving. Because if you don't solve a problem, you're not relevant. So here's what I want you to do. Stop sitting alone. This whole world of the internet, of mobile and social media is a place where people talk and discuss. And if they're your customer, they're discussing how to solve their problems. So number one, if you want to create your own luck, solve that problem and know how to solve it. Define that problem and make sure you know it. Number two, once you get that problem solved, once you know what your product or service will solve, the key is to get prepared. You've spotted what's the opportunity. Now you need to go out there and be prepared. And you need to go out, and this is a great use of social media. Go out, make sure that in these various Facebook and Twitter areas, you start asking questions, creating discussions related to the problem you're solving. So for example, if you're helping people lose weight, what are their current problems? What are their problems with the diet products? What are they running into? Go out and ask that and find what they respond to. Because your strategy is going to be revolving around the customer. You've got to work backwards and say, audience, tell me what's going on. So you can go out and research in Facebook, Twitter, search engines, places that they meet, and use that to your advantage. So now we've defined the problem. We've gone out to the audience and listened before we act. Listen before you act to get their answers and to see what they're responding to. I've gone out and tried to create discussions on things I thought were great, the audience didn't. And then that spark came on one or two ideas. That's where we build the strategy. And step three is write a 1 to maybe 2-page document summarizing what the problem is that you solve, who is the customer, who's your target market, and more importantly, how do you solve that problem? What are the key benefits? It's the oldest rule in marketing, but it's still violated. By taking these three principles, you've gone and developed a strategy not from you being alone, but from the customer being in control, solving a problem, going out to the audience and listening not only to what their problem is, but what they're interested in related to the problem you solve. And finally, draft that up into a page and a half document to use as your strategy for the next 3 months. And I want you to focus on the three things that you're going to do to build awareness, generate consideration of your product, and drive clicks and conversions to solve that problem and create customers for you. And review that every 90 days. Because the best way to create your own luck is to realize luck doesn't just happen. This isn't a lottery ticket in business. It does take time. But if you do this kind of process will create a great strategy that you can execute on. Instead of being like everybody else going tactic to tactic, social media, search, you don't define it by tactics. You define it by the problem, by the audience and what they're reacting to, and by your own strategy that every 90 days you review what worked, what didn't, and how can I implement it. My name's Declan, and I'm done with this Pivot and Profit podcast, creating your own luck. Go out today and create your own luck, okay? Talk to you soon.